Hello and welcome to the Artisan of Glimmith. I'm Tom, and in this video I'll be solving the puzzles in the section range here on this slightly darker island, the forest area. Here is the first tutorial puzzle, and we have the range section here. We have a minimum rule. All regions have an area of at least 3. That's minimum 3, right? So let's see. We need 3 here. 1, 2, 3 at least. We also need 3 here. We can't go there, obviously, because we would have 4 already, so this 3 has to be completed like this. This also can't go any way up there. What else? The 5, well, we have a border here, right, because this section can't move up there. So this 5 is, at least, it has to start here, because if it started here, we would have a region of less than 3, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a border there, because it can't move there. So the 4 has to be this. And at least 3, that means we can extend this region to 4. Minimum 4 again. Not again, minimum again. This time 4. We have this square shape here. We can't position this like this, because we have a region less than 4. The same is true if we put it here, a region less than 4. The same is true here. And that in turn means that this square can only be positioned like that. And once I complete it, the puzzle is also complete, right? Even though this could be 1, 2, 3, no. This has to be one region. Yes. Okay, we have minimum 6 with the rose windows, so let's draw in the borders here. We have a maximum 6, sorry, not a minimum. So this red symbol can, well, it has to reach here, sort of, right? And then it could go there. No, because that's 7 already. So it has to touch this blue symbol here. And it's complete, because we reached an area of 6, okay? Wait, I can draw a border there as well. So here this has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's also one region. This one goes out here, this one there, this one here. So we have one region here. We can't extend that any further, right? So I can finalize it. And this region has to go here, but it could potentially move one more tile, right? Because it has 5 only. Let's see, what has to get what here? I can't lose any tiles. I can't create a region without... but it would be possible like this. This can go here. It's pretty obvious that here, this region doesn't reach there. That's 2, and we would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. That's 7. And the same is true for this one. So this region has to take this blue symbol. And now this region can't reach this blue symbol up here. We have 3 already. We need another 5. That's too much. So it definitely has to take this one. Which means this here has to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not possible, because we would lose this section here, right? We have to do it like this. And since we have 6, we can finalize it. So now we can expand this here. We have 5 now. And here we actually expand there. That's also 5. Range, so 2 to 3. Minimum 2, maximum 3. Yeah. That means we can, first of all, expand here. All of them have to be 2 at least, maximum 3, so we can't join these 2. I also can't join these 2, because we would create a region of 4. These 2 must be joined, right? And that's 3 then. Same is true here. It has to be 3. And then again we have 3 like this. Here we have a range 4 to 6. So we need something like this here, 4. And up there is also 4. They can't combine, so this one could move down here, however. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. But then we have to move there to not lose these 2 tiles, or create a region of 2 only. So this is 6, that's complete. And then this here was in fact a region of 5. Okay, here we have 2 to 4 with the area numbers. Let's draw in the borders that we need already. Like this. That's a 2. This is a 2. There's one here. Can't go there because we have a region of 1 then. So I have to move here. And the 4 then is completed like this. Here's a 3. Here we have a 4. Here again we can't move there because of the region of 1. We have to move like this. And then the 4 is this, leaving a region of 3. Okay, that's it with the tutorials. So there's one more difficulty 1 puzzle. Let me zoom in for that. Oh yeah, there it is right away. We have range 2 to 3 with the Gemini and Delta. So we can put 2 on each end of these lines here, like this. Okay? So, what's the next thing? Here. This shape can't extend here because I can only extend up there. I can't make them the same shape if I extend them, so that means both of them have to be 2s. Yeah? That in turn means that this one has to be a 3, because we can't have 1 and 2. 2 to 3 only, right? And then I need 3 straight here also. That has to be done like this. Okay? And here in this part, you can already see that you can only separate it like this, like 2 and 2, because 3 and 1 would not be allowed. And 4 is also not allowed here, so you have to separate them. Here, you're not allowed a straight 3. You're not allowed a 2. That means the only option left is a corner 3, like this. Here we have the 2 then. Here we have a 2 also, because we can extend this only here, right? And then we would be left with a region of 1. So we have 2 2s here. And this one can't be a 2 then, it has to be a 3, like this. Okay, we have 7 difficulty 2 puzzles. It's not here, right? No, there's one. Okay, we have a minimum of 4 with the polyominoes. The plus sign obviously can't be constructed like this because of the polyomino here. It also can't be done like this because we are creating a region of 1, right? So in fact it has to be built like this. And then we have a minimum of 4, which means we have to move out of here like this. This polyomino could potentially be completed like this, but then again we would have a region of 1. So in fact it has to be finalized like this with a region of 4 here. This one now can only be completed like this. We have another region of 4 here. And now the L shape obviously has to be in here, because like this we would have a region of 1, right? So like this, it can't be completed like this because there would be a region of 1 here. It has to extend up there. Take these colors away here. It has to extend up here. And then it can't go there because we have a region of 3 and 1 of 1. It has to go there. And like this the puzzle is complete. There's another 2 here. What's going on there? Those are 3s and 4s, right? Another 3. There is a 3. Okay. So yeah, was there something here also? What is this? That's a 3 and that is a 4. Okay, let's go on here now. Range 2 to 3. So we can extend this one here and it has to extend there also, so that's a 3 already. Here we need another 3, right? Because of 2 and 2 meeting as a 3. This is 2, this is 2, so this has to be a 2. We need 2 here, we need 2 here and also 2 from up there, so that's a 3, which means we need a 3 here. Then here we have 2, here we have another 3, right, because from both of these niches we have to combine them. This is a 2, this could be a 3 potentially. This is another 3 here, right, we're coming from 2 sides of one of those crossings. And then we have 2 here, yeah, and that completes the puzzle already. Let's zoom in a bit more. There is the next two. This one here. Okay, minimum 5 this time. All regions have an area of at least 5. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 49, that doesn't really help. So let's draw the borders and see what we can do. This one here obviously has to take this blue symbol and then move out 2. Can draw these 2 borders. It could potentially extend further. Now, let's see. This symbol here and this symbol. One of them has to take this blue symbol. Obviously it's this one, because if we were to do this, we would cut this one off, right? It means this symbol has to move on the side of the blue symbol out of this area here. You can already draw this, right? Like this. And then since we need 5 at least for each region, we have to fill the remainder here in this section, in this corner of the puzzle like this, so that we get a region of 5, because it can't extend anywhere further, right? So the next question is how to allocate these blue symbols. Now here, this symbol can only be reached from here, right? Which heavily suggests, since it's on the edge, right, that it has to be taken by this one. Yeah, that's the rule with these puzzles. I talked about this before. Like if this one were to take this blue symbol here, or this blue symbol, this would be possible for this one also, yeah, and then this could move there, right? But basically, you always try to prevent losing space on the edge, right? So let's have a look at this symbol here and this symbol. Can this symbol take this blue symbol here? Can these be connected? No, because we have 2 blue symbols now, and there's only one line of like one entrance area, an entrance line to this area, right? So it doesn't work like this. The same is true if you put a connection here. There's only one entrance line for 3 blue symbols, and obviously this can't be done as well, right? So this red symbol has to connect to this blue symbol. It has to extend also, which it cannot do here, cannot do that here. So let's see now what we have. How do we explain it the best? This one can't be this blue symbol for the same reasons I mentioned before. Like these 2 red symbols can't move around here, right? So that's not an option. And like this would be an option. One symbol could go around here, and the other one would take this blue symbol. That again is not an option, so that's what we need to do, basically, yeah. This one has to connect to this one. This one indeed has to connect to the one here, and it has to move along the edge, otherwise we would create a region without a symbol. So this one has to connect to this blue symbol, right? And then again it has to move along the edge, even though it could be inside a little more if this one took more space here. But let's see how we can extend this one now. We know that this one has to move around here to the blue symbol, so that leaves us exactly with 2 tiles to extend the shape to an area of 5, right? Yeah. Okay, that's another 2 here. Okay, maximum 6 this time. We have a region, a grid of 35 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 5 times 6 and 1 times 5. This is the amount that I can allocate here. If we have at most 6, and I need 5 times 6 and 1 times 5. Otherwise I can't fill the entire grid, right, with 6 regions. So let's draw in this border here, and you can already see that you have like an area sealed off here that's exactly 5. So you can fill this is the 5. All the other regions need 6. We have 30 left, right, for 5 symbols now. So this one can't leave the... Well, potentially it could reach the... could go inside, but how am I supposed to reach up there if this one was going here. Like, it's just not possible. It's obvious that you have to move up here like this. This one moves up here like that. Then you always take 6. Maybe we take this one as the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves us with an area of 6. And that's this puzzle then. That's a 4. Here's another 2. Range 4 to 5. Okay, let's see here. We have a grid of 16. That means we must use 4 regions with an area of 4. There is no way I get a region of 5 into the 16 and then fill the rest with 4s, right? So that's not possible. This has to be all regions of 4. One is here, obviously. One is here. And then the last one can only be here like this, right? Okay, here we have 15. So that can only be 3 regions of 5, right? There's no way I can put a 4 in, like subtract a 4 from a 15 and then make the rest work with 4s and 5s. It just doesn't work. So let me see. No, let's start here like this. Obviously this can't extend there because we have a region of 1. It has to extend here. Then we have 5 like this and the remainder is 5 like this. Okay, that's a 4 here. What else do we have? We have another 2 here. Range 4 to 6 this time with the area numbers. So let's see. We can't have a region of 3 here, right? Because we need 4 to 6. So that means we need to take this area number into the region and can complete it already. We can also draw this here already. This one here and this one. Right, so since this is 4, we can draw a border here, and that tells us the 4 must be completed like that. Okay, the 6 then has to extend into this direction and is complete like this. This 6, we can first of all extend this here because we can't have a region of 1, and that has to extend here for the 6. No, actually it could be a 5 and we could do the 6 here, but as you can see we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 here until we reach the 5, so the 6 has to be part of this region here. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Up there we have a region of 4 and another region of 4, so we can draw the border here, and obviously this has to be 2 separate regions because we're only allowed a maximum of 6. So that's this puzzle. How many do we have? 13. We need 1 more. I think it was up here, yes. Okay, we have 2 to 4 and a mingle shape. The mingle shape tells us that this is not allowed. So this section has to be completed like this. And this one has to be completed like that. The 3 can only be completed like that. Or actually it could go like there. But then here we would have a region of 1. So that doesn't work. I have to do it like this. I also... No, I mean I can't do this because of that, and here it would touch for 2 reasons. So in fact the only way to do this is like that. This one can't touch here. It can't go there because we have a region of 1 again, and that's the only way to solve this. So here we can't have a 2. We also can't have 1. So this has to be at least a 4, right? Because it touches 2 and 3. I can't build another shape like a corner 3. So since we have the maximum of 4, that's complete here. Here we can't have 1 because of the range. We can't have 2 because of the mingle shape. We can't have 3 because of the mingle shape. It has to be a 4 as well. Okay, so here we need at least 2. That's okay. Here we need at least 2 because of the range, but we can't have 2 like this. So it could be a 3 like this. No, because we would create a region of 2 here. Or like this, it would be a region of 1. It's also not allowed, so it has to move in there. Then we need to move out of here with a 2 at least. And like this, I think we can already complete the puzzle with a 4 here now, right? If I were to extend this, it would be a straight 3. I could make this a straight 4. That's also not allowed, so I can't extend this. In fact, this can only be a 2. And indeed, yeah, if I extend this one here, I would get another 2 or another 3 straight. So I can't have those here. I have to indeed make this a 4-corner L shape, right? Okay. We've got the window restored with 14 puzzles. So there are 9 difficulty 3 puzzles. Let's see. One was very well hidden. Was it this one? No, it's not it. Here is one, 3. Oh yeah, here we have a minimum of 4. And the obvious first thing you do is this, but then you realize, whoa, there is just 3 tiles here. So that doesn't work. So the thing to look at is if there can be a border here. And that means you would have to create this shape from here, but there is no starting point like this. Like if you took this starting point, you already end here. If you take this one, you can go like this, but then you would have to go up there, right? So that's not possible. You definitely need a connection here. And here you also can't have a border, because again, like you don't have the way to complete the shape like this, right? Like the other way would be like this, I guess, and then you would have to move into this line here, right? So you need these connected. Now if you have this connection, there's basically in a corner, it can only be this corner here or this corner. So let's try this corner. It would move like this, and then around like this, and then like that, yeah? And that in fact works. Let's do the other one. It would be like this, but then here, like how would you fill this in here? This would have to be something like this. How can you create it? Is that possible? No, you would end up here. Or from the other side you would have to move here, so that doesn't work. And indeed, the other way around was correct. You can see that if you sort of do the magic eye trick, sort of, that you have the same shape inside again twice, right? These two are fitting inside there, interlocking perfectly. So you can finalize this already. And then you see you need something like this now. These have to be the same, part of the same shape, obviously, because you don't have enough space for more than one shape. And that can only extend here because you need a width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5 actually. So you need this tile here. And then you move around the corner and you leave a shape of 5. Okay. It's very easy to overlook puzzles here. This was a 4. Let's just make sure again. Oh, come on. Yeah. There is nothing in there yet. What's this? That's a 3. Range 3 to 6 and a match. So we can look at the total amount here, the total area of the grid. That's 30. So we can divide this by 3. We can't divide it by 4 without leftovers. We can divide it by 5 and we can divide it by 6. So let's look at the 6 first of all. Because the 6 is easy to show that you can't do that here, because regardless where you start, like either you do like this, then you have an opening here to get out from this area here, right? Could also do, actually you could do like, no, you can't fill in 6 like that, because then you're cutting this one off, so you have to do like this. And here you can move out and you're missing a tile already. So you can't create a region of 6 tiles that matches for the entire grid. So let's look at the 5. Or actually let's look at the 3. Yeah, because it's not the 3. Spoiler. You can do 3 like this and like that, but then you immediately end up here with a region of 2, right? Alternatively, if you do a corner shape, which obviously you can't do here, right? Because you have a region of 3, then if you do that here, there's no way for you to create a second one here. Same is true on the other side. So 3 doesn't work, neither in a straight fashion nor in a corner fashion. It has to be the 5. And the 5 could be done like this potentially, but then immediately you can't complete this area here, like with 2 sort of extensions sticking out, or protrusions, or whatever you want to call that, yeah? So it has to be this. Yeah. If you went the other way around, like you could also try this, but here you can't get around, and like this you're cutting off the exit again. So indeed it has to be this one, and you just have to make it fit. Like obviously here you can only complete the shape like this, and here you have to move like this. Here is a 5 like this, then you have another 5 like this, and the final 5 is like that. Okay, that's white, yeah. Minimum 7 we have here with a Gemini. The whole grid is 20 big, okay? So that instantly tells you it has to be 2 times 10. Because if you took 2 times 7, that would be 14, and you would be left with 6. That's not allowed. And the higher you go, like if you take 2 times 8, you would be left with 4 tiles, and you can't have those. So you have to create 2 mirror shapes actually, like each have 10 tiles. So now, since we need different areas here, and both shapes have to mirror each other, that means you can already draw the edge all the way to the other side. Yeah, because there's no way that this edge gets here, and then the other one is in the same space behind it, sort of, like it doesn't work. Now you can draw this border here also, right? Because of this. And now you can see what here you need the green region, right? Like this one here, okay? And here you need the yellow region, like this. So this one can't be yellow. Yellow has to be here. This one then has to be green, okay? What's next? That's a 4 and another 4. I think there's a 3 here. Yes. Minimum 12. All regions have an area of at least 12. This one is surprisingly difficult for the other puzzles so far. Let's start by doing this here. Now, this region, or this region here, has maximum 1, 2, 3 here, and then that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, yeah, because this has to move there. So we have what? 8, 9, 10. This one has to move there. Could it take, like either of these can touch this one. Like let's extend them like this. So we have 10 here. We can't move there or there. Since we can't move one more here, so it has to go at least here, this region. These two, these three, no, actually, no, these 3 are optional still. So let's keep it like this. This is the minimum amount it needs, right? We have 8 with a potential of 3 here and 1 there, that's 12. Okay. We can already do this here also. What else? This one has to extend further. It can only go around the corner. This one then has to go around the corner, and now we can see that we can't move in here. So these 3 have to be part of this big region. We need at least 1 tile more, okay? This one needs 8 more at least, and this one also needs 8 more. So let's move here, like this. We have another region here coming out of there. So this has to move here, and this has to move here. How many do we have? 10. So let's do it step by step now. That's 11 and 9 and 3. We have a new region here. So that's 12. That's the minimum amount this red region has to move. And the green one needs, I think, at least 1 more now, right? No, 2 actually. And this has only 4. Okay, let's move on here. This region has 4 only. So it has to pass through here. And since we can't have this alone, it needs this tile as well. So we have 8 here. And that in turn means that this tile here must be part of this region. So indeed we have 12 like this. Let's draw the borders here as well. So this one doesn't have to extend anymore, even though it could potentially. Okay. What do we have else? 8 here. We can move there and there and there. This one doesn't have to extend. Here we have 11. 5 still needs to extend. This still needs to extend. And here we have a new region. So we have this picture now. Let's see. This one has to expand. This one has a 9. like this. And now you can already see this is A3. These two can't be combined. This has to move here. This one also still needs to be extended. So how do I do this? Like with all these regions, like this can move around there, but there's not enough space here. As you can see, we have 3 here, 3 here, and then like it doesn't work that this one moves out there. That's the thing, because you don't have enough space here. That's 5 and 3, right? And that tells you that this in fact has to combine with this. Like I didn't do the math now, but all these remaining tiles here underneath this border and this one is exactly 12. And that's the minimum I need. So if I were to move there, I would still be able to create a 12 like this, but I would leave these tiles unused, right? So it has to be done like this, okay? So this one has to extend here. It's 7. Here we have 11, we need 1 more. So we need to move there with the 9. Here we have 6. Here we have 7, and this needs 1 more, right? Yeah, 1 like this. So this one is also complete with 12. Okay, now we're going for the home stretch. Let's see. Potentially this region with 6 could be combined with this region with 9. That's more than 12, right? This one needs another 5 tiles. These 5 tiles need at least like further, like here or there. Like I can't separate these two regions, but if I go here, there's no way to reach up there to this border, right? I have 12, but like there's no way I can reach that, and I can't do it. I can't do it like this, right? Because we're losing the tile there. So that tells you you actually have to do it like this. You have to take the whole thing here to the other side and expand this region to the border, okay? And now you simply need to connect these two sections to one region and thereby complete the puzzle. Okay. That's a 3 here also. We have a maximum of 6 here. Okay. Let's draw in these borders again. Here's one, and here's one. So, let's see. Oh, there's another border. I forgot that. That's important actually, because the only blue symbol this red symbol can reach is this one. Yeah, with 6 tiles to spare, sort of, right? So this region has to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is possible. 5, 6 is not possible. So we already have this here. We can draw these borders, but there is the potential to expand, right? Wait, what? At most 6. Oh, I didn't... No, I counted properly. Wait, what's going on? How is this supposed to work? What did I do wrong? Wait, we have... Oh, we have 4. Yeah, obviously, like, this one has to move out here. Sorry. I didn't count that properly. It has to move here. With it is 6, in fact. Okay. That happens. Okay. So this one has to extend further. This is, in fact, a 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So here we have a section of 3 already with this red one. Now, would it be possible? What would be possible? What do we need to ask ourselves here? This one cannot reach around the blue symbol. That's already a 7 here. Oh, come on, I'm always doing this thing here. So I need to move there. This blue symbol is the only blue symbol that this one can reach. We have 3 already, 4, 5, 6. Can't reach down there. Now, even though, wait, it could be done like this also, yeah, you never know. So let's leave this open, okay? But we can draw a border there. This red symbol obviously can't take this blue symbol because we're cutting this off. If we do this, we have 2 symbols, but only one access point, one access area sort of here, right? So that's also not an option. This is not an option because we can't reach This one as well here, like it's too many blue symbols. We're cutting off this one also. So this one obviously has to take this blue symbol. And then this blue symbol could be taken by this one. Could also be taken by this one, right? That's a 6. But we're losing 2 tiles here. So that doesn't work. This one has to take this blue symbol. Which in turn means, because of these tiles here, like for this region, this has to be one region, even though this could extend here and potentially also here. So let's leave it like this, okay? So then this one here has to connect to this blue symbol, okay? Let's make this yellow, if possible, here, like this. But we don't know if it has to come from here, but it could be done either fashion, right? Either way. There is a border here. And now let's see. The problem is this thing here. Could have done that before also. That we need to reach there. That means we also need a border here. And the only region that can reach this is this here. Now we have 6. So I can finalize this. And now you can see that these two can only be reached from here. That's another 6. We can finalize this. So for these 2 tiles I need these 6 here. And that in turn means we need to complete this here like that. This has to reach down here first. And then, no, wait, this has to be a 5 here. Because this is 6 already, okay? Good. That's a 4. How many do we have? We have 19, we need 23. Oh, that's a lot. 3 here. Minimum 4. All regions have an area of at least 4. Okay, at least 4 means this one here has to be at least a square. Here we have to connect like this, and we have to extend to some area, to some direction. But since we have to move out of these areas here, it has to extend there. We can draw these borders and already see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Can only be done like this. So that's a 5 here, a T-shaped 5. Yeah. Let's go on here. This has to be at least 4, so like this. We need to extend also here. But here we also need to extend at least 4. Here we need to extend 4 and also here, right? So we already know that this has to be one region. Now come on, different color. And this has to be one region here. 4 coming from here. This could potentially extend here, but this one can't, obviously. This can't be joined here. And we need 4 here, at least. 1, 2, 3. We have to move into the 5. And since we must have a region of at least 4 up here, we have to move down here. And that's the region of 4 here up there. So here we need to move out. We need at least 4. We can't move there. So we need to go here. Let's look at the 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Must be completed like this. Here we need 4. Potential to move out, but since we need to move out here for the 5, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. Here we have the region complete. And here we need 4. Can only be done there. We can't move there. So we need to join these 2 regions, right? This needs 3. Needs 4 also, so it has to be an extension of this region. And this here is another 3. Can't connect to this. This would also be a nice swastika if it sort of connected. Man, that's the first time I noticed this. So it can't connect here because of the border, right? So this has to connect to the region up there. Okay. What else here? There. We have a minimum of 2 here. And there is a 19. We have a total of 25, so there's 6 tiles that we have to spread on either 3 tiles with 2, with areas of 2, or we can have 2 tiles with the area of 3, right? And with these tiles we have to make sure that the 19 here can touch one side of the border each, right? So if you have 3 tiles of 3, it's not possible to reach all borders, like one side of each border, sort of, right? So with 3 times 2, it becomes very apparent, and you can quickly see that you must do it like this. You can't do it like this, because you cut this off here. And yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory and pretty simple. There is a more difficulty version of this puzzle. Let's just fill this section here and finalize this. Wait, I think I forgot one puzzle. No, wait, it's not there. Where is there really 3 difficulty 3 puzzles left here? I think there may be one in there. Yeah, there is one. Okay, range 3 to 4. And we have a mingle shape. So, the way to start this puzzle is by realizing that these 2 must be joined. Because if they weren't, you can just see that you have this, and since you need areas of 3 or 4, you can't have a separate area between the 2, right? You only have 2 tiles, so you definitely need another L. If you draw this like that, again, you have 2 L's touching each other, forbidden by the mingle shape. Also, like this, it's not possible. So, we know that these have to be joined, and since we have a maximum of 4, we can complete this. Also, the area number tells you 4, right? So let's go on here. You need 3 at least because of the range. You can't extend because 3 and 4 doesn't mix. So then you need a straight 3, right? Mingle shape allows for that. Here you need at least 3, but 2 straight 3s can't touch, so this has to be a 4. So this must be at least 3, can't be a 4 again because of the mingle shape, right? So we have this. Here we can't have the 3 corner area, we need this shape now. And then this has to be a corner 3, right? So that tells you that this one has to be a straight 3, like this. Okay. Let's see, here now, we need at least 3. We can't have a straight 3, so we need 4, because we can't have a corner 3 here, right? But it can't be a straight 4 because of this one. So we need the L shape. And now we have what left? 7, we need 1 3 and 1 4. Let's see how we can do that. Can I do this? No, because here we have 2 corner 3s, right? So the 4 has to start here. Yeah, like this. And then we have the corner 3 here. Okay, 22. We need 1 more. It's probably up here. Yeah, it's there. Maximum 3. Let's quickly draw all these in here. And we have a mingle shape also. That's important for this puzzle. Must have different shapes. Okay. And maximum 3. So there are only a couple of spots where you can have ones, but anyway, let's start here. You need at least 2 here. You also need at least 2 here, so that has to be a 3. Can't be more. Here you need at least 2. Here you also need at least 2, right? But since they can't touch, this one has to be a 2 and this one has to be a 3. Then you need 2 here. This could go around the corner. You need 2 here. Here you need 2 from both sides, right? So that's a 3. Here you need to move out. One of these has to be a corner 3. Yeah, because you can't do a 3, and we have a corner 3 here already, right? So this is not allowed. This can only be a 2. Like this. So this must be a corner 3. Then we move out here and here. This can't stay a 2. This has to become a 3, either here or here. This one cannot become a corner 3, but it could become a 3 or could stay a 2. Whew. So how do we do this? This can't be a corner 3, because if we did that, we would have 2 corner 3s next to each other. So, wait, how? Yeah, this one can't become a corner 3 because this one has to be a corner 3, right? Because of the 2 here, this one has to extend to 3. So this must be a 2 and the 3 has to extend there. That in turn means that I can't have a 3 here in this section. And I also can't have this here because of that. So this has to be a separate region. It must be a 2 then. And this is a straight 3. Okay. So 23, that's perfect. 5 difficulty 4 puzzles on white plinths. This was 1, right? Yeah. Okay, we have a minimum of 3. We can draw this there quickly. But I think can't really do anything else here. Like, you need to start by looking at this. Obviously, like, you can't have... like, this tile must be on the upper part or the bottom part of this ring, right? Because you can only reach 2 in here, like this. And, like, you can't have the shape like this, obviously, right? Doesn't work. So it has to be at the bottom part or the... like this. It's not possible, obviously, because of this, so it has to at least be here. But what happens if we move up? We go into this polynomial. If we go down, it's in this polynomial. So it has to be done like this. You can't complete the shape like this, because here, no matter what you do, you have a region of 1, but we have a minimum of 3. Yeah. So obviously, you have to complete the shape like this with a square inside. Now this tells you that this one must be completed like that. And since you need at least 3 here, that means you can't have this connected. You need a border here. And that in turn means that you can't complete it like this, you have to complete it like that. Okay? This one then can't be completed like this because of the region of 1. It can't be completed like this because again we have a region of 1. Can't be completed like this, there's a region of 2. It must be completed like this with a region of 3 below here. Okay? Now that tells you for this one that you have to extend it into this direction, sort of, right? And this is not possible again because of the region of 3. It has to be done like this here. And you can't have a region of 1, so you have to move here. Can't complete this shape like this. It must be done like this. This has to extend out of this niche. You can draw the border there. Can we do this? No, because with this one we will always have less than 3, a region of less than 3. Either like this, it's 2, or like this, it's 1. You can turn this around like this, whichever way it doesn't work. This one has to move in here, and then in order not to lose or create a region of less than 3, we need to use the tile, the polyomino inside the shape. Here we have 2 tiles, that means this one has to extend here, and the only way to complete this is like this now. Let's see, this 3 can't be completed like this, because we can't recreate this shape then any longer. It has to be completed like this. And this sign obviously can't be completed in a horizontal fashion anymore. It has to extend up. That's not possible because of the region of 1 there. We have to do it like this. Here's 5, 3, 3, 4. Is what we have. That's the problem with this puzzle, that you have to look at the shapes that you're not creating, or like sort of accidentally creating. So here it is not possible to do like this. So there must not be a border here. These 2 must be connected, and then this is not possible, which means this is a must. And that's how you complete the puzzle. Okay, I think there was a white 4 there somewhere, right? Here, maybe? No, that's a brown one. What's this one? That's also a 3. In there is brown. This one was also brown, right? And that's brown, yeah. So I think we have to have to proceed here. Yep. Minimum 9. We have a total of 35. That tells you already, like, you have... This cross here suggests you need 4 regions, but 4 regions with a minimum of 9 is at least 36. You only have 35. That tells you either this section, this region has to connect to this one somehow, or this one has to connect to this one somehow, allowing for enough space for 9 in between. And it can be shown pretty quickly that it's not possible. Like, I mean, if you want to do these two, like you could move this way around here, sort of, right? But then the maximum you can get in here is 7. And the other way around you can get 9, but you see here you have 5. You would need another 6, 7, 8, 9 here like this, so you would have to move something like this. That's 9, yeah? Which leaves you with 5 here only. So that's also not possible. You can only connect these two sections. So let's do this just a simple way first of all. Let's say like this, okay? And let's see how much we have left here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is how much we need. So let's connect it like this. And then what you can see here, you have another 9. That's exactly what we need. And yeah, that's this puzzle. Easier than it looks, actually. Here we have another 4. Range 3 to 4. So that's 3 here. This is 3. Here we need 3 like this. Let's go on here. 3, 2, and 2 like this. Actually, here you can see already this can't move there, because we would have a region of 2, and if you combine this, that's 5. So that has to be a border there. So that has to move up there. Okay. So let's see. If we have 3 in here, in this region, that means this would be a new region, but this could also extend maximum, by the way, here. No? So that's 1, 2, 3. These 2 tiles have to be connected. So that shows you that this tile here, that cannot be reached from here, right, because of the border, has to be part of this section. And here, yeah, like this can only reach, this region can only have 4 tiles maximum. So this tile also must be part of this region. That's a 4. So here we need 4, here we need 4. So this section is complete, and here we need 1, 2, 3. Which means that this tile must be taken by this region, sort of, right? Because I can't reach with this region up there, and 2 tiles are not enough for a separate region. So we need to do this, 4 here and 4 here. And here we have 1 region of 3, 1 region of 2, and 4 tiles left. You can only do this by, I can't do this because I'm left with 3 and 2. I can't make 3 or 4 out of this, and complete everything. So you need 3 regions of 3 to complete this. Okay, 1 more here. We have range 4 to 7. Let's draw in the borders. Here also. Yes, that's it. So, this symbol here is the starting point. There's only 1 yellow symbol this can reach, and that yellow symbol is there. So we have to move along the edge and get there, and that's exactly 7. This one has to extend here. There's only 1 yellow symbol this region can reach now, and it's this one. So let's draw that down here. We can also draw this border here. This one has to extend here, and this blue symbol now, can look at that, has potential to be reached by each of these 3 red symbols. But if I were to connect it to any of these 2 symbols, we would cut this yellow symbol off. So none of these 2 are viable options. We have to do this. And then since we have blue here already, we have to draw the border there and here also. This one has to extend down. Can't reach here because that's 8. it has to be completed like this. That's a 7 now. That in turn means that here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is, 6, 7. I was waiting for that. We have this region now with an area of 7. Okay. That in turn means here we have 1, 2, 3. Can only be this red symbol. 5, 6, 7. For yellow, we have this. Here we have extend 1, 2, 3. We could potentially take this one, right? But we can't take this one. Yes, we can take this one like this. Would also be possible. So let's not do this here. We need to connect those two. And this one... No, that doesn't have to. This could also be like this. What to do here? I'm not sure, actually. Let's see. Wait, I think it's... I'm not sure if there isn't an easier way to see that. If I do this here, that's what I'm looking at, then we would need this connection here. The maximum extent would be here. Like this could reach here, and this could reach here, but which already suggests that it's wrong, because then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and you have a region of 6 that you can't fill with a region of 2 already. Yeah? You don't have enough juice with a maximum of 7 tiles, right? So it's not an option for these 2 tiles to be in the same region. We do need this. So it means this one is here and it needs to reach... No, wait, this can't be because he needs to reach yellow, which can only be this sign. This one has to take the blue one and this one has to move here and go like this. That's 7. And then this one can perfectly reach these 2. 7. And here we have enough left now. We have 4 only, so that's a region of with an area of 6. Okay. I think there's one more, right? Yeah, we need 28. What's this here? That's a 4, yeah. We have range 4 to 5. So let's draw these things here. Like this. Yes. This region can extend maximum 1 to the right, so it has to extend here. And we can draw this border. This one also needs 4, can extend 1 up, so it definitely has to extend down here. We can draw another border. Now this one can only extend there and there. That's the maximum extent, so this can only be a 4. So this must be a 4, and this also must be a 4. Could be a 5 here, however. This here has to extend and there also, so we have 3 already. We can't connect it with this region because of the touching borders, right? So this has to be a 4 like this, but could potentially extend down here. What's with this one? This has to be a 4. Can only extend here, couldn't extend down this, so it has to go there. Yeah, and we need a new region starting here. The maximum extent of this region is here, so something new has to start here. That would be 2. So it has to combine with this group, and that's a 5 already. So indeed we have 5 like this. And what do we have down here? We have 1, 2, and 1, 2. That's a 4. These have to be combined. So we have 4, 4, and 4, I guess, right? If I made this a 5, then we would have 1, 2, 3, plus 4, that's 7. That's not allowed, so we need the border there. And the other border has to go here. Yeah. 28, there is one difficulty 5 puzzle, which is right in the back here. Range 3 to 4, and a mingle shape. So each of these areas here have 2 tiles in them. One with 3 and one with 4. All of them have the the size or the area 7. And you can fill in some of them. Let's start here. Here it's obvious. You need definitely 2 shapes like this, and one extends to an L. The other one is a 3 corner tile, right? Here you also need to definitely combine these 3. And here these 3 have to combine. Either you have a T and a 3 corner, or a T and a 3 straight. Yeah. And you can do this with all the other shapes. No, wait, this one. Yeah, this has to go here, and this one has to go here. One has to extend. Here it's a bit more difficult, I think, because this one will move all the way here. Can also move here. So this has to be a separate one. These are the separate tiles here. Here we need 3 like this, and 3 like that. Let's draw in the borders also. For completeness sake, here you can only do this, because you can have, you can extend in any fashion. You can't go there though, right? No. So here you need a different tile, but anything else is open, sort of. Here you need a 3 like this and a 3 like that. That is the flip point of these 2 tiles, sort of. Here you have 3 like this and 3 like that. With this here, and here you have these with an L and a thing like this, or an L here, and that's straight then, okay? 3 and 3 are necessary, and here you can have, that's a difficult shape because you can have this, but you can have something completely different like this here also, right? The main thing here is, well, still you have these points, I think, that were the same here, right? Either it's like this or like that. Yeah, you can't, and this one has to move out of here, actually. And once you move there, you have to go there, and once you move there, you have to go there. Yeah, but here you can see already that you cannot do something like this here, because you would create a 3 tile corner here, and you wouldn't be able to complete this here, because you have a 3 corner like this, and here you also have a 3 corner like this, yeah? So that's not an option here. You have to complete the shape like this. Okay? It means this one has to extend here, because you can't have the 3 corner twice. The same is true here. This one has to extend. And here, this also has to extend. Like this. You can see now that this one has to extend, because we have the 3 corner here now. What else? You can see that you can't have the 3 corner like this here. It means you have to move down here. That's a 3 straight, and that's an L. Here you can't have this because of the S shape here, right? It's duplicating. So you have an L. And that means, what does it mean? This one has to extend here, like this. Now here you obviously can't have an S shape, so you can't have that. That means, and once you go down, no, you could have a T actually. Yeah. But what happens like this? No, wait, what happens like this? Oh yeah, you're not allowed the 3 straight here also. So indeed you need the T shape here, and this one has to be a 3 corner. Here you can't have an L shape, which would be this. You also can't have the 3 corner. And the L shape also can't be this, and the 3 corner also can't be this. So this could only be a 3 straight or a 2, right? But we must have 3, yeah? So this can only be the 3 straight here, right? Because these 2 options are gone, and the only 4 tile option is an L. Yeah, so this must be a T. Which means this one is not allowed a T. We need the S there. Okie dokie. 29. There is 1 difficulty 2 on a brown plinth. What is this? No, that's not it. This one, it's this one. Yeah. Okay, we have a minimum of 4 with these borders. We have 36, and how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 4 is 36. With a minimum of 4 means each region needs exactly 4. That's actually a precision puzzle. yeah, precision 4 puzzle, actually. Okay, so 1, 2, this is what we can draw, but like you can't really make so much sense of this. You have to approach this the other way around. Which tile can be reached by what symbol? And if you look at this one, you see it can only be reached by this one. Here, this is 5 tiles away already. Now, you have this one that can't be reached by this one. Only this is possible here. What else? This one is 5 tiles away from this one, 6 tiles away from this one, 5 tiles from this one. It has to be this one, which means here we need to move around there. Here, this tile can only be reached by this region, by this symbol. Sorry. Which means that this one has to move up there, because this tile can't be reached by this symbol. Okay. Also, this tile can't be reached by this symbol anymore, because we have to move down here, so this has to be this one. Here we have a square then. That's a 4. And that means here, the connection between those two here is like this. That's the difficulty 2. We have 3 difficulty 3 puzzles on brown plinths. Let's check those. That's a 4. There's another 4 here. This is done already. This one is a 3, if I'm not mistaken. They're inside this hut. Yes. Minimum 2. All regions have an area of at least 2. Okay, and the Gemini Delta, so let's fill in the 2s first of all. Here these have to be 3, right? Because the 2s come from both sides. 3, 3, 2, 2, blah, blah, blah. Here again we need 3, here we need 2, here we need 2. Okay, so let's first of all have a look at this here. We have to mirror these. Which means I can only do this. I can't extend this up there because I'm not able to do that down here. So since we can complete this, and since we need at least 2, this tile has to be part of this region. Now we copied this like this. Here we need at least 2. 1, 2. These 2 have to be copied. I can't do this, right? Because we would have the same shape twice here. So I have to complete them like this, which means we have another 2 in here. That in turn means that this one cannot be a 2, it has to extend there. It cannot be a straight 3 according to this delta sign here. It has to extend there also. And since these 2 have to be the same shape, both of them have to be 2s. And that means for this tile that indeed we have a corner 5 here, okay? That means I need a corner 5 here as well. And I need a corner 5 here. For these 2 Gemini signs. This one cannot be a corner 5, but that's pretty obvious, it can't even be. Here we have a Gemini sign, meaning we have to cut this off. Both of them have to be 2 shapes. And since this delta sign says this cannot be a 2 shape, it has to be a 3 at least. This one then also has to be a 3. Yeah. We have to extend it. There's no way around it. However, here I can't... No, I have to have the same shape like this one, okay? So now you can see it can't be this one, right? That's not possible. Because I can't recreate the L on this side. That means for the 3 straight I have to do this. And I have to draw a border in there. For this tile I need this, then a T shape. It still fits with these 2 delta signs. Like this. But here I need to take this tile right now, right? Because we have the border there. This has to be an L shape. So the L shape is there. With a border. Oh, come on. With a... Come on. Oh, like this. Okay. Now it works. And here I have to draw a border there then. And then we have a 3 straight there. And that's this puzzle. So where is the next 3? What is this here? That's a 4. Oh, what is this? Another 4. Okay, let's move on. There's no more thing there. This one is a 3, I think. Yes. Maximum 8. All regions have an area of at most 8 and the rows windows. Okay, so let's draw in these borders. Here, At most 8. Yeah, here it's very helpful to look at the total amount. We have 36, right? And we have 5 regions. Can this be done with 5 times 7? 36? It could be 4 times 7 and 1 times 8. But the thing is that we have 1 4 tile shape here, according to the square, right? So 36 minus the 4 is 32. And since one of these red symbols is in the square, we have 32 left for 4 red symbols. That's 8 exactly for each of them. And 8 is the most also. So this one is taking 1 away, and that shows you can't do like that. Because then this red symbol here would have to connect to this one, and it would be a region of 5 only. So here I would have 27, and I can't do that with red symbols, right? With 8 maximum. The same is true if you complete it like this. Again, you would have 5 only here, and you would be left with 27 for 3 times 8. That's maximum 24, right? So that shows you that you need to take this red symbol in there. Okay? So then you have 4 regions with 8 tiles each left. And since we need to take all the tiles, here it's pretty obvious. You have this one on the border, this one on the border, nothing in between. They have to touch, because if you were to connect this one to this one, or to this one, you would cut these symbols off. Okay? And that's exactly an 8 here. So like this. Then you have this here, and again you have a symbol here. If you were to connect this one to this one, you would cut this off. So let's move along the edge, and we have, again, exactly 8. This one then has to be connected to this blue symbol. Again, let's move along the edge. Exactly 8. And here we also have 8. Pretty simple, actually. So there's the final 3 for the brown plinths. We have range 3 to 5. Let's see, we start off with this one here with the 5, okay? 1, 2, 3. We have to move out there at least, right? That means for the 3 I have to do this. Yeah. Let's see what else. Here, this has to be 1, 2, potentially 3, 4, 5. Can't move there, can't move there. And this one has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We have mingle shape, so it doesn't need the same. We don't have mingle shape, so it can be a separate tile here. Let's see what else. Here we need something, right? Could be the 5. Let's look at this 5 now. I want to look at the 3. I'm not sure. No, the 5 is better. So the 5 can start here. That's a potential one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to move there. But we can draw this border, but we don't know if it extends here, here, or there. But here we can see now already that's a region of 4 exactly for this one. So this one has to extend out 1 more at least. And this one then has to extend. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5. It has to go here at least. Now here you can already see you have a section of just 2 tiles. So they have to be like, they can't, like this one can't be reached by this one because of the border, right? So the 5 has to extend into this one for sure. And that also means that the 5 can't go here because we're losing something there, right? And let's see, what's the other way? Could be done like this. Here I can't go down here because then we would lose this tile. I can't reach this tile with the 5 here. So it has to be done like this. And this 5 indeed has to span into here. This 5 has to span in there, like this. This one is complete. The 4 then has to be like this. And here we need at least 3. which leaves us exactly with 3 and 4, right? Yeah. Can't go there, this region, so 1, 2, 3. Can't go here, obviously. Have to take the 4, and we're left with 3. Okay. 33, we have 6 difficulty 4 puzzles now. Let's start here. Maximum 2. All regions have an area of at most 2, so there's 1 and 2 available. Let's see, we can't have 1s here, because then we would need a 1 here, and if we had a 2 there would also be a 1. Yeah? So that doesn't work. We need 2 here, like this. This has to be 1 then. This has to be 2 then. And this has to be a 2. This one also has to be a 2 now, right? Like this. So this is a 2 like this. There is 1 there. This one must be a 1 according to the delta sign. This one must be 1 according to this delta sign. This one must be 2 then. This one also must be 2, but it could go there or there. If it went here, sorry. If it went here, we would need 2 1-tile regions here, which means we, according to these 2 delta tiles, I would need a 2 here and a 2 here. Can't do that. So the 2 must be done like this. And the second 2 is here. There is 1, which means here has to be 1, here has to be 1, and then the final tile also has to be a section of 1. In this house we have the next difficulty 4 puzzle. We have range 3 to 5. We can start here as usually in these niches like this. Those 2 we can do, and this one we can also do. One of these 2 has to extend, yeah? Now if you look at the Gemini sign here, the only way to reach a corner, we have a corner already, is either like this or like this. Which means we definitely have to extend this. And then on top means I also can't go like down here, because I wouldn't be able to recreate this shape. So this must be an L, but we don't know in which direction it is on top here, if it's there or there. Now, that means this has to be either this 3-tile corner shape, or it could be a 5-tile corner shape. It can't be the L itself, right? But it can't be this one, because the Gemini tells you we would have to recreate this here, and this is not possible, a U sign. So it has to be this, okay? Now the minimum is 3. That's 1, 2, 3, like this. What else? Yeah, that shows you that this L here has to move into this direction, like this. And since we have a minimum of 3, these 2 tiles have to be part of this section. And then it again tells you that you need at least a corner here. It could be done like this. Actually, you can already see it can't be done like this because of this, but that's a potential option. And that's the other option, right? And yeah, let's look at this again. No, we have here, we have 4 only, yeah. And this would be a region of 3, so it does work like this. So here we have a corner with a side of 4 here. And that also means we need a corner with a side of 4 here. So we also need this corner. Like if we were to move into this region, we would need to go up there. That doesn't work. So we have this, okay? Oh, here I could have also drawn 3. Didn't even see that before. What's next? Here we need at least 3. Here we also need a corner shape, like for the L, right? The maximum amount that I can reach here, it's either this or that. Means I cannot reach this tile with this region. That means I have to extend this region. And since I have to copy it here, it can't be more than 4, because if it was 5, like I would have to go around the corner. I can't recreate the shape there. So indeed we have 2 4-tile regions like this, and the L then has to be positioned like that. Okay? Here we need at least 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we can't combine it with this shape because it would be much more than, it would be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 already? No, 7. Yeah? we're only allowed 5, so we can't join those two, and this shape can only be recreated down here, copied through the two Gemini signs like this. Okay, this then has to extend here, and since we have the delta sign here, that means this shape can only extend into this direction. Then we need 3 here at least, and we can't have a big L here. We also can't have 3 straight, so that has to be 4 at least, and it can't be this, because it copies this shape and this shape, right? So it has to be a 4, and this also has to be a 4, which would comply with this delta sign also. Yeah, that's how this puzzle is completed. One more 4 here. Minimum 3. We have a total grid of 25. We need a shape of 12. Here you need to copy some stuff. It can't be the shape of the 12, right? You could basically create 2 shapes of 12 tiles that are sort of mirroring with these things, but you would be left with a single tile. 12 times 2 is 24, and we're not allowed a single tile. Yeah, we need at least 3. So you can't copy the 12. The 12 has to be sort of out of the copying. So if we subtract 12 from 25, we're left with 13 tiles. And 13 tiles could be 2 times 4 and 1 times 5, right? But there is no way that you can get 4 times, like if you have 2, well, it's difficult to say even, if you have 2 versions of a 4-tile piece, like that looks the same, you can't reach all these Gemini signs, because you need 3 borders for each of them, sort of. It doesn't work, yeah. So that means the only other option is that you have, you could have for 13 tiles, you could have 3 times 3 tiles, and then you would be left with 4 tiles. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 is 13. So 3 tiles doesn't work if they are straight, because you would need 4, right? And here that doesn't work, as you can see, yeah. And it needs to need corner shapes for the 3s. The obvious thing to do here is this. And then you only need this one as a corner shape. Now, in order not to interrupt the 12 here, you can't go there. You have to go like this. Also can't go like this, by the way. Yeah? And then basically, since you can't cut off 4 more tiles from here, because now you have 16, right? You have to cut 4 more tiles up from there, which would be done like this. And then if you flood this region and this one, you complete the puzzle like this. Yeah? Next one is here. Minimum 8. We have 25. We have to copy something here, and we have to not copy something. So we have a minimum of 8. 25, that's 2 times 8 plus 1 times 9, right? 2 times 8 is 16, plus 9 is 25. So the 8-tile regions have to copy each other. They both have to be here. And the 9 sort of has to then touch like each side of these two, right? So the most obvious version of the 9 is something like this, first of all. It's only 7, so it has to extend 2 more. But let's figure this out later. Actually, it took me a considerable time to finish this puzzle the first time I played it. Now I find it not so difficult anymore. But, well, here we have to move out of this region, right? And it's rather obvious, even though I can show you like this. What would it be if we did this? There's a way to recreate this, right? Like this, and 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then you have 7 here and 7, but you can't extend this anymore. Yeah. That was always my difficulty, and also this you can't extend. You're losing tiles here that you can't add here. So this is not the way. You can't connect this tile to the outside here of the Gemini sign. It doesn't work. Indeed, you have to connect it to this one, to this sign. And I did this first of all. Yeah. But then once you look at this, you see that you can't recreate anything like this. That's not possible. But once you add this one, you see that indeed that's exactly this, right? And since you have this one here, you can add this one. And then you have 8 and 8. And you have left 2 tiles for the 9 up here. Huh? I don't know if there's really a logical way to solve these kinds of puzzles with the Geminis, that you have to copy them in this way because of that. Like, because there's so many possibilities that you have to rule out sort of to get to the one possibility that is viable, right? I'm not sure. And I'm not interested in looking for these and like looking for all the other possibilities. Okay, yeah, we need 2 more. One is here. Minimum 2. We have 26. And we, 26 region and 36 grid. So that means we have 10 tiles that we have. We had this before in a lower difficulty, right? We need to touch each side of the border at least once with the remaining 10 tiles that we have. They have to have a size of at least 2. Huh? Let's just try the most efficient way first. Like not touch anything twice. Let's say we start here, here. That's already pretty awkward here with the 2, right? Let's not do that. Let's do it like this. And like this. And then like this, like this. But we can't touch these 2. This is the most efficient way to connect these up here. And since I can, there is nothing that I can move around to make it work with 5 times 2. Yeah. So that means we need a different combination of regions to hit all the borders, right? So we have 10 tiles. We could have 3, 3, 4. We can have 3, 3, 2, 2. And what I did here, it's sort of the most logical approach, I think. I was looking at this here. If I did this, yeah, I can hit here 3. I can hit 3 here, but again, I'm left with the same problem, right? That I have these too far apart. Yeah. You can also do 4. But then you only have 2 times 3, and it's so obvious that it doesn't work, right? And the 4 would be the same like this, basically, which is another indicator that it doesn't work. That can't be a solution. So if you can't have 2 here, and obviously you don't need 3 here, that means you should have 2 there. And now you may be able to see already what the solution is, because that's how I approach this puzzle. And once you do this here, you know you have 2 times 3 left now. And it's pretty obvious that they have to be here and here, right? And that's the only way to solve this puzzle. Like this, okay? And there's the final 4. We have a maximum 4 and a mingle shape. That's important in this puzzle here. But let's draw the borders first. No, come on. Like this. So here we can't have 1 because of the mingle shape. We can't have 2. We also can't move in there. We can't have 3. This one has to move down here. So, no, actually the 3 could move like this potentially. So it could be a 3 still. So we can't extend that yet. But we know that this one also has to extend, okay? What else? This 2 can't move up because it would touch. It has to move down. which in turn means that the 3 in fact has to be done like this. And there is a single tile region. Here we can have 1, but here we can't have 1. We can move out here now. 2, still not good enough because we have the 2 here and here. That has to be at least a 3. That's the 2 then. And the 3 can't move here now because that would create a region of 2. Yeah, which is not allowed. Also 2 1s are not possible. Oops. The 3 has to be completed like this. And then we have a single tile region there. That means this one has to extend up here. We have maximum 4, so I can complete this already. The 4 has to move around here. The 3 can only be completed like this. The 2 must be completed like this. The 4 is here then. And this 4 must be that. And then we have a straight 3. Pretty simple actually, right? Okay, that's 39. Yeah, there's only one difficulty 6 puzzle left. It's this one here. Let's see what we have here. Oh, yeah, it's a bigger one. So the first thing is obviously this here that we can do. And since we have 4 to 7, we need at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. Here, this region is 1, 2, 3. Needs to extend 1 more. It can't be the 5, because then the 7 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it couldn't proceed. Okay, so we have this here, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, and it can't go down, obviously, because the 5 has to be completed like this. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not possible because of this single cell, like this. Here we need 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. Here we need 4, but it could be a 4 and the 5 moving out. But the thing is the following. Here we have 4, no we have, yeah. And if we connect this to the 6, we would create a single cell here or here. Yeah, I can't do that because that's 7 already. It means these two can't be joined. Sorry. And the 6 then has to move out of this region because the maximum extension inside is 4 and 5, 6. That's what we need at least. And then the 5 is here. And the 6 has to be part of this, but here the 4 could be extended by 1 here or by 2 even. So we don't know if the 6 has to extend or if it's just up there. We don't know that yet. What else? The 4 can't move down here, because for the 7 I would be left with these here. In fact, the 7, you can count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. You always have to extend, you have to extend at least here. You can't go there, obviously, because you can't cut off the 4. And the 4 must be completed like this then. And indeed, the 7 is all these tiles. That's 7 now, yeah? And that in turn means the 6 must be completed like that. This 6 is moving all the way down here now, like this. And this 6 has to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going there at least. Which means these two have to be included. And the 4 can't go in any other way than this, obviously, because once we reach this tile, we will lose a single, or we will create a single tile region. The 5 has to move out here. Oh, we also need 4 here at least, like this. Can't even touch the 6 like that. That would be 7 already. So the 6 is this maximum extent, like this, yeah? Can be 3 inside here. 3 outside here, we don't know. Okay, here we have 3, but they can combine with the 5 or the 7. However, even if this is part of the 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's draw the border there. No, let's not draw the border there. Let's do it like this. Okay. This one can't be connected. This one can't be connected. And this one can't be connected. Now here it shows pretty quickly I can't do this. Because I would need one more, either here or there, and I'm creating regions that are too small for our range. So that's not possible. Could move in here, but I need at least 5 for this one also, yeah? And if I do that, like, those are the ones I need at least. I could extend there, I could extend there, but it means the 5 has to move there, right? And then we need this one here, and the 7 is 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. The 5 has to move down here. That's the maximum extent that it gives the 7, or the maximum range for the 7. Could go here or here, right? So like this, the 7 here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we can do this from the other side. I noticed it when I solved it before. The 7, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that works. But if I do it the other way around, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I could go like this, yeah. No, it shows you that it doesn't work like this now. That's the maximum extent for the 7 here, the maximum range on this side and the maximum range on this side, and that's only a 6. And that shows that these two 7s must be connected, okay? And that goes like this, right? That's 7. And then we have 4 here, which is allowed. Here we need the 5 inside. Can only be done like this. Let's finalize this, and then we need 6 here. We have 5, we need one more, that's this one. And then we complete the puzzle like this. Okay. That's 40 puzzles here for the range section. Thank God that's over. Hope you enjoyed the video. And the next video will cover the puzzles in the solitude section, which is here. Hope you'll check that out. Until then, as usual, I say bye.